Well, I'm back with part two of this. You'll have to forgive me because I've never done anything like this before, and I'm a little nervous. And if you see me looking down occasionally, I'll be looking at my notes to make sure that I don't get out in the left field too soon. And so we need to get serious. I know that I'm a nobody as far as the politicians go. I have no law degree. I have some knowledge of political things. I'm not the best speaker around, but I have a lot that I would like to say, even if someone else gets elected. Maybe they can take some of what I've said and use it the way I would like to. There's, let's just look at this with an open mind. Think about what's being said and see if it's possible that it could be true. And if so, then we'll make the changes that we can. There'll, in order for me to get into the running, get into the race, or whatever you want to call it, there's a few things that I'll have to have, which is backing, personal backing from everyone. And that will come by word of mouth, telephone calls, computer, whatever. Then there is going to take a lot of money because you have to pay to register for voting in each state to be on the ballot. But the money situation we'll talk about later. The biggest obstacle is going to be the political machine. Getting them to let someone like me get on the ballot, it may take a while because of them laughing so hard and everything. But let's say that they are going to let me get on the ballot. Well, I'm going to have to run as an independent because there's going to be a Republican and a Democrat. Who they're going to be right now, we don't know. Palin, she'll probably have the Tea Party tied up. But as an independent, I would have a better chance of getting things done because I would not owe the Democratic Party or the Republican Party anything. And if they wanted anything from me, they would have to give in return. I realize that the risk that I'm taking, I'm putting my life in jeopardy by doing this because the things that I will say and a lot of people will say that I shouldn't have said it, but when it boils down to is I'm going to be stepping on some toes. And some of those toes are connected to people who are in a position that they know other people who, if the price was right, would give no thought of taking me off the list. Now let's get into changes that we want to make. The Congress, Senate, they sit up there for 20 years. They have drawn large paychecks that they don't deserve. For the most part, they only work about 3 days a week and get paid for 5. Well, if I were president, they would get paid for the days that they worked. If they worked 1, they got paid for 1. If they worked 5, they got paid for 5. They wouldn't sit up there and vote themselves in a $10,000 raise. The raise, the percentage that they give themselves would be the raise that those on Social Security would get. Now these people are going to understand, as I said before, that there's going to be a lot of them asked to resign. They've sat up there and done nothing. 2 of the first ones off of the top of my head would be Popsicle, because she's about worthless as far as I'm concerned. She needs to, if possible, find some way to repay all the money that she spent, because she didn't like the little airplane that came with the Speaker of the House position. So she had a bigger one. I think it seated something like 200 people, so that she could fly home every weekend. The cost of that for her period of Speaker of the House was in the millions of dollars. She should have to repay all of that. The ones that stay, that are not asked to resign, and the new ones coming in as replacements, when they're off, if they want to go somewhere, they reach down in their pocket, take the cash out, buy them a bus ticket, a plane ticket, train ticket, or if they're able to drive themselves. We had President Truman that when he went on vacation, he drove himself. He didn't have Secret Service crawling all over his back. And what makes them better than the president? If he could do it, why can't they? The ones that resign, they will only receive a percentage of their paycheck for the number of the years that they put in. When they leave